All right, welcome to the BanjoSkills Christmas Spectacular. This is the time of year where we learn Christmas songs, and I'm going to teach you one of my favorites. We're going to be learning Silent Night today. The song's really great. It gives us a chance to work on some skills we don't always get to work on. So we're going to be looking at bar chords. We'll look at playing up the neck, some syncopation. Yeah, this is a really fun one. So let's get into it. The first thing you'll want to do, as always, is look in the description. There'll be a link to the tab there. Go grab that. It'll be in your inbox by the time this video is finished. And I want to say this is a little bit of an advanced arrangement. If you are struggling with some of those fundamental skills, I've got the free quick start guide to the banjo. It's like a 90-minute video course. It'll teach you all the basics, start building that technical foundation. Check the description for that as well. All right, I'm going to play the song real quick so you know what our arrangement sounds like, and then we will get into it. All right, so let's talk about tuning. We are in standard open G tuning for Silent Night. It's going to be G, D, G, B, D. But I want you to take an extra step here, and I want you to look at your bridge position. So we have this floating bridge on the banjo. It can move. And when we play up the neck, if it's not in the right place, it can actually affect the note, and it can pull those notes out of tune. So sometimes, something that sounds good down here, and you start to play up the neck, and it just sounds a little off. The reason why is your bridge might just be slightly in the wrong place. So we want to take the time to adjust it here. And that's really easy to do. All you're going to do is play your fourth string, make sure that is in tune with a D. And then you're going to fret the 12th fret. And make sure on your tuner that still comes up as a D. You're not over or under. If you are, you're just going to adjust the bridge just a little bit at a time until the 12th note is a D and the open fret is still, the open string is still a D. Keep in mind, like when you move the bridge, you can pull that open note out as well. So make sure you check both. And then you're just going to do the same thing on the first string, which is also a D. So open string's a D. 12th fret is also a D. It doesn't have to be like 100% to the millimeter exact, but get it as close as you can. It does matter. All right, so let's pull up the tab and look at that first line. First note you'll see is we're on that 5th fret, and we've got those 3 notes fretted. So this is a bar chord. If you've not played bar chords before, you could use a little refresher. We'll go over them very quickly. They tend to intimidate people, I feel like. People are kind of worried about bar chords, and they're really not too bad. Here's the trick to them. We really want to use... shift here a little bit. We really want to use our thumb as leverage on the back of the banjo. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm using the edge, a little bit more of the edge of my index finger here, and really planting my thumb onto the back of the banjo to just get well, I'm on the wrong fret there, but that's okay. To get a good sort of seal on those strings so that they're all pressed down. And what you should do then is once you have that, just go one by one and make sure all those notes are ringing out clearly, because we are playing a bunch of bar chords in this song and we're really moving those around. So we want to make sure that those are nice and clean. And they can get a little tougher as you go up the fretboard, just because the space of the fret gets a little shorter, the space between frets, and sometimes, if you're accidentally touching the fret bar or something like that, it can mute the strings a little bit. So just be aware of that. All right, and then the last little bit of housekeeping for Silent Night before we really get into the tab is to notice that this is in 3/4 time, not our normal 4/4 time. So 4/4 time, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 beats per measure. With 3/4 time or waltz time, there's 3 beats per measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this can change up our rhythm just slightly. And here we use syncopation to help with that. But normally, like our bum ditty in 4/4 time, which would go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and becomes 1, 2, and 3, and 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 in 3/4 time. So basically, we add an extra brushstroke thumb pluck, and we don't have that second index finger strike. It's not too bad. Don't worry about it. We'll get into it. Okay, so we start on that bar chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Now, notice we're already doing some syncopation here. We're actually doing some drop thumb syncopation. So the way this is going to work is you're going to hit that bar chord, 1, and really drag that bar chord out. I like to really kind of drag my index finger across those strings there. But you do you see what feels right to you. But you're just going to go 1, come in and skip on the 2, but you're going to set your thumb on that first string. You've probably encountered drop thumb before, maybe not on the first string, but it's really the same thing. You're just coming in, you're skipping with your index finger and setting your thumb on the first string, right? So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and you see how important it is to have those notes pressed down firmly, cleanly, because we're really hitting them all as single notes along with the brushstroke. So we want to make sure that that bar chord is nice and tight. And we just do that again. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Again, that's a double skip there on measure 4. So we're just hitting that 5th fret of the 2nd string, 1, and then skip and skip and. And so really, your left hand's job is just to hold that bar chord and then reach up with your ring finger here and hit that 7th fret a couple times. So all together, I'm just going to play through the line and count it. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 1. 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and, right? So then line 2, you're just going to slide that bar chord up to the 12th fret. And this really is pretty much the same thing we were doing on line 1. It's actually slightly easier because we're not adding in any other frets. Your left hand's entire job is just to hold down that bar chord. It's going to strum it. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, right? Simple. And now you're going to break open your bar chord in measure 7 here, and you're going to put your ring finger on the 10th fret of the 1st string and your index finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. This transition, I feel like, is kind of the hardest piece of the song because we're breaking our bar chord and fretting like normal, and just that motion can take a little getting used to. Little tip here. Use these dots on the side of your banjo to hit that marker. So, look for that 10th fret marker. That's where you're aiming with your ring finger. That really can make things a bit easier while you build that muscle memory, or, even forever. I still peak. Yeah, no problem. I think, this one, we're kind of going all over the place, and I'm really kind of have my eyes riveted onto the neck of the banjo, and that's okay. But anyway, so we jump down here to the 10th fret, and we're just going 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. So again, a little double skip there in the 8th measure. So 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. And this is just a C chord up the neck. And if you want to get a little fancy, you can fret the 9th fret of the 3rd string there as well. And then you can, don't hit that 4th string, but you can fret that 9th fret of the 3rd string and just do a nice brush stroke there. Getting all 3 fingers in place after that 12th fret bar chord is a little difficult. I don't know if it adds a ton to the song to play that full C chord there. But, if you think it sounds nice and you want the challenge, go for it. All right, so let's play through those first 2 lines. We'll do it with a metronome. Nice and slow. I mean, this nice thing about this song is it's kind of difficult, but this song is played super slow. So what I'm actually going to do is go up to like 120 here, and then we'll kind of count it as halftime. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right, let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Not too bad, right? We're jumping around a lot. We're doing bar chords. You know, like I said, this is a little bit more of an advanced arrangement, but man, it does sound nice when you get it. So it's, you know, put the work in. You know, it's December 18th, the day I'm recording this. I guess this will come out on the 20th. Maybe I should have given you an extra week. That's on me. That's my bad. But, you know, you got like 5 days till Christmas to work on this. Yeah, get to work. You can do it. I believe in you. All right. Next line, line 3. Now we are on an F bar chord. So the F bar chord is just, we're moving our 12th fret bar chord down to the 10th fret. Again, use that dot on the side of your banjo. That's what it's there for. So we're just going to hit that. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. So here you're going to reach with your ring finger and hit the 12th fret of the 2nd string. So thumb pluck there, optional. It can sound nice. Do you. And now you're going to slide that down to the 5th fret. Keep that bar chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Double skip. And then we just do that again from the 10th fret. 1, 5. Really nothing we haven't done in those first 2 lines. We've still got those bar chords, the syncopation, that drop thumb on the first string. You got it, though. I believe in you. So let's just play through that twice with a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so line 5, we've got our super high part here. We're going to bring up that bar chord from the 5th to the 12th fret again. And by the way, this on the 12th fret, this is just a G bar chord, same as our open strings. So when we go from our open strings to the 12th fret, we're basically restarting the fretboard. That's kind of how I think about it. We've got our main fretboard. We've got our little mini fretboard here when we want to go super high, super fancy. So we're just going to bar that 12th fret. We're going to little brush stroke there. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. So again, same as we've been doing, you're just going to use your ring finger to reach up and hit that 15th fret. It's a little further apart than we've been doing, but these frets end up being so close together that it works. It's not too, you shouldn't have any trouble hitting that. One thing to mention is it does get hard, I feel like, around the 12th fret to get those bar chord notes to ring out cleanly. So really play around with that. Look at your hand position and just make sure you're not muting this. Although honestly, like I feel like when you get up this high, you almost get some of those harmonic tones around the 12th fret. It can sound okay if it's not like the cleanest thing in the world, but give it a try. See how clean you can get it. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. And now we're going to come down to that C chord again. Now I've marked this as the full 3-string C chord there. Feel free if you want to just hit the top 2 strings again. So 10th fret of the 1st string, 8th fret of the 2nd string. I gotta say, I think that's how I normally play this. I've marked, like I said, I've marked in the 3-string chord there. I think I usually play this too. Anyway. So you're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and so it's a double skip. 1, 2, and 3, and now you're going to bring it up. 1, 2, and 3, and again, this is just another C chord up the neck. We've just got 2 notes from it here. So 14th fret of the 1st string, 13th fret of the 2nd string. I like to use my ring finger on the 1st string and my middle finger on the 2nd string here. And just let that be really delicate. I almost use that 13th fret of the 2nd string as a little bit of a root note, like a bass note almost. But the accent really is on the 1st string. If you can do it, that's the melody note there. So altogether, that line's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. Cool. All right. And then we've got this big descending jump down. So we're going 10, 5, 2, 5. It's going to be 10, 5, 2, 5, skip 5 of the second fret of the second string, open, and end on your C chord in root position. I don't have much advice for you, honestly, with this descending little run here. It's just use the dots on the side of your banjo, practice it, build that memory there. Look, I mean, the first couple times I tried it, for several times I tried it, probably when I played this song, you didn't see the 18 takes I did when I played this song for you earlier. I mean, sometimes you'll just miss notes, but you'll get used to it fairly quickly. So just, keep working on it. Feel free to look, use the dots on the side of the banjo, use your 5th string tuning peg as a bass. You'll get there. So that is Silent Night. Now, I quickly want to just say, this is going to be my last video of the year. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I started this journey on YouTube with BanjoSkills a little over a year ago. It's basically been a year since I got serious with it. And it's been a blast, I've learned a lot. I've enjoyed teaching so many of you. I've met so many of you through my courses, my live sessions, things like that. And it's been amazing. Keep it coming. I am so excited for next year. We'll do it together. This is going to be fun. We're going to improve our banjo. As always, enjoy the music, have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So I will see you in 2025.